Korea is sharing its administrative know-how and systems with the rest of the world. The next Korean wave is in government administration. The citizens of the UK have spoken and they are exiting the EU. Learn how the Brexit will impact the global and Korean economy this year. We look at the effects that the thought deployment in Korea will have on the security issues of Northeast Asia and consider the direction South Korea must take moving forward. Korea's medical technology has long been a sensation in Mongolia. Take a look at how medical Hallyu is strengthening bilateral ties. "2016 is the year when the UN begins working towards its new Sustainable Development Goals. An important principle in the SDGs is to make sure that no one is left out. Korea has a wealth of expertise to share with the miracle of the Han and its outstanding e-government system. Learn how the Korean wave in governance is paving the way for shared development in the international community. A training program on public administration was held recently at Koika. The participants were high-ranking government officials from the Lang Son region of Vietnam. The 3-week course was titled Capacity Building in Rural Administration and consisted of case studies from the development of Korea's rural regions.
Chúng tôi thấy là cần phải nghiên cứu và để rút ra những cái bài học kinh nghiệm, những cái sáng kiến để những cái sáng tạo để mà tham mưu cho lãnh đạo tỉnh, phục vụ cho cái công cuộc phát triển của tỉnh Lạng Sơn, Việt Nam chúng tôi.
Korea has long been inviting civil servants from developing countries and sending experts abroad to share its expertise in public administration. The Local Government Officials Development Institute has been inviting officials from other countries to participate in training courses since 2000. So far, about 4,000 civil servants have learned about Korea's administrative systems through the program.
연수 프로그램을 운영하는 것 이외에 지금까지 저희 연수원을 거쳐가신 분들과의 인적 네트워크를 강화해서 이 프로그램이 일회성, 행사성이 아닌 지속적인 협력의 어떤 토대가 될 수 있도록 그렇게 업무를 추진할 계획을 가지고 있습니다.
More and more countries are attempting to apply the Korean policies and systems, with the 새마을 movement being the most widespread. The 새마을 movement has been embraced especially by countries in Africa and Latin America, which lack infrastructure and expertise.
Je partage cet esprit et je suis convaincu que le développement du Sénégal va passer aussi par le développement du monde rural, par le renforcement à la base, des populations à la base, et je crois que nous sommes sur le bon chemin.
Currently, model 새마을 villages are operating in 120 regions in 24 countries around the world.
짧은 시간 내에 압축적으로 경제가 발전됐고 국가가 발전되다 보니까 기본적으로 한국의 어떤 성장 동력이 결국에는 공공행정 부분에 있지 않겠느냐.
Korea's e-government system is also becoming a role model across the world. Korea is sharing its know-how on e-government operation by conducting IT training for officials in countries that hope to introduce Korean-style e-government.
한국 정말 빨리 개발되는 나라예요. 저도 코스타리카 한국처럼 장전 빨리 시키기 위해 여기 공부하러 왔어요.
It has signed e-government MOUs with 35 countries around the world, showing its enthusiasm for e-government development across the globe. Korea's e-government system has topped the UN's e-government rankings for the 3rd time in a row. Exports of its e-government system more than doubled over the past 5 years. UNIPASS, the electronic customs system operated by the Customs Office, leads the way in e-government exports. It has been exported to a total of 10 countries with a revenue of $335 million. In September last year, an export contract was signed with Cameroon in Africa for $235 million. This is the single largest contract for Korean e-government export so far.
If we succeed to have UNIPASS, we are going to have a very easy instrument to collect more. We are going to play a main role in the economy of our country because we are going to facilitate trade.
Going one step beyond e-government, Korea is focusing all its capacities on establishing Government 3.0. It aims to achieve greater data openness and actively seek out new administrative services that the public requires.
The four keywords of Government 3.0 are open, sharing, communication, and collaboration. Government 1.0 is one-way direction, mostly from government to citizens. Government 2.0 is bidirectional between government and citizens. Whereas Government 3.0 is locating individual needs of citizens in advance and provide relevant policy and support.
There's another reason why Korea holds such a prominent role in global governance improvement. It's because it's home to the UN Program Office on Governance. Over its decade-long history, it has been organizing international events such as the UN Public Administration Forum to promote e-government around the world. In June, it agreed to expand cooperation with the Ministry of the Interior to all areas of public administration. This means that more diverse areas of public administration will be promoted to the world through the office.
UNPOC has been requested so many times by member countries to liaise with Korean government agencies to facilitate or implement the study tour by developing countries in order to learn Korea's best experiences and practices in public administration.
Korea is working full-time to create a new Korean wave, this time in government administration. How will Korea's influence in the field of governance help improve public administration around the world?
Open, communication, and also sharing, collaboration with citizens will be definitely very effective hands-on policy made by citizens. A new Korea Way public administration will be the basis for crystallizing new democracy.
Many developing nations are benchmarking the high-speed, compressed economic development of Korea. We look forward to the new Korean wave in public administration as Korea shares more of its know-how and expertise with the world. On July 8th, the deployment of the THAAD system on the Korean peninsula was confirmed.
주한미군의 사드 체계를 배치하기로 한미 동맹 차원에서 결정하였습니다.
한미동맹이라고 하는 어떤 전략 협력 체계가 보다 공고해질 것이다 이렇게 말할 수 있습니다.
대한민국의 안전을 위해서 반드시 필요하고 유용하고
What effect will the THAAD deployment have on security concerns in Northeast Asia? South Korea and the U.S. finalized plans to deploy the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense or THAAD system in Korea. The THAAD system employs defensive missiles to detect incoming ballistic missiles and intercept them by activating launch pads. It boasts higher operating altitudes and more accurate detection compared to the current Patriot missiles. The THAAD radar spans a radius of up to 2,000 kilometers. South Korea and the U.S. forces in Korea are planning on implementing the final stage interception radar with a range of 600 kilometers. Last March, a joint South Korea-U.S. task force commenced discussions on THAAD deployment. Plans to deploy the system were accelerated due to the continued recent provocations from North Korea. The solidification of the dictatorial regime in North Korea and its military provocations became a cause for the confirmed THAAD deployment.
사드는 북한 이외의 어떤 제3국을 겨냥하거나 제3국의 안보 이익을 침해하지 않고 또 할 이유도 없습니다.
사드를 배치하게 된다면 우리가 북한의 핵미사일을 공중에서 효과적으로 요격을 함으로써 우리의 방어력을 높이는 거죠. 따라서 군사력의 균형을 달성하는 데 기여를 할 것이고.
The U.S. is showing a similar stance towards North Korea. On July 6th, the U.S. government announced sanctions against Kim Jong-un over human rights abuses. This unprecedented measure of direct sanctions against the leader of a third country demonstrates the resolve of the U.S. to pressure North Korea. The U.S. also emphasized that the THAAD system is a defensive measure aimed solely at addressing North Korea's threat.
Will add to and improve our abilities to better defend our South Korean allies and the South Korean people. It is a purely defensive system.
북핵 문제를 풀어가는 데 있어서 압박이라고 하는 차원에서의 김정은 위원장에 대한 제재 이 부분은 한편에 이해가 되는 부분이기도 하지만 그러나 북미 관계 또 한반도 정세는 압박 일변도로만 갈 수는 없다. 그래서 뭔가 북미 간에도 대화 채널이 좀 복원이 돼야 되고 이런 상황인데 그런 미국의 조치로 인해서 북한이 강하게 반발하고 그런 것들이 군사적인 행동으로 나올 수도 있다.
However, China has voiced strong opposition to the THAAD deployment. China's stance is that the THAAD system cannot contribute to the denuclearization goal, and that it will deter peace and stability on the Korean Peninsula.
我们要求美韩双方立即停止萨德反导系统部署进程。
Russia has likewise expressed its opposition. With Chinese and Russian opposition to the THAAD deployment, some are voicing concerns that sanctions against North Korea might be weakened.
중국 입장에서는 현재 한미일 동맹 구도에 반발하는 그 과정에서 북중러의 군사적인 부분에서 협력 관계 이 부분을 상당히 키우려고 하는 그런 상황이 지금 감지되고 있다. 이런 점에서 한반도는 좀 더 불가측적인 측면으로 좀 빠져들 수 있다. 이런 점에서 우려가 있다고 볼 수 있습니다.
북한만을 겨냥하는 것이지 중국과 러시아에게 아무런 위협이 되지 않는다라고 하는 것을 잘 설득할 필요가 있고.
On the day after the THAAD deployment was announced, North Korea undertook military provocations to demonstrate its strong opposition.
미국과 그 하수인들의 침략적인 전쟁 책동을 추도 용납하지 않을 것이며 과감한 군사적 조치들을 연속 취해 나가게 될 것이다.
What do these North Korean actions represent?
한미가 사드를 배치를 결정한 직후에 북한의 SLBM을 발사한 건 바로 한미 이 사드 요격 체계의 무력화를 의도한 거다 이렇게 볼 수 있습니다.
The issue of the THAAD deployment has raised tensions in the countries surrounding the Korean Peninsula. What efforts are needed on South Korea's part?
우리 정부와 또 미국이 함께 공동 외교 전선을 최대한 활용을 해서 중국과 러시아의 그런 불만을 잠재우고 그런 노력들을 앞으로 적극 해 나가야 된다고 생각이 되고 그러면 북한의 핵 미사일 도발을 무력화시키고 김정은의 생각을 바꾸는데도 상당히 도움이 될 것으로 생각을 합니다.
The THAAD system is part of efforts to contain North Korea. It remains to be seen what political and diplomatic measures will unfold to ensure peace on the Korean Peninsula and security throughout Northeast Asia.
On June 23rd, the people of the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union. The majority objected to using their taxes to continue bailing out the so-called PIGS economies. The pound hit a 30-year low. Brexit has been a huge shock to global markets. 20 days after the Brexit decision, anti-EU opinions are rising in other European countries, including France, Netherlands, and Czech Republic. Brexit could lead to a domino effect, tearing the European Union apart.
I'd say Brexit has created significant uncertainty, and we believe this is likely to dampen growth in the near term, particularly in the UK, but with repercussions also for Europe and the global economy.
Brexit was not expected very much. Actually, many people in UK were very frustrated right after the result of the vote. There's some strong consensus that the UK economy in near future will slow down because of Brexit. There can be two basic scenarios. First, maybe UK can have a similar relationship to EU, just like Norway. Or second, UK might have a WTO type of relationship with the EU.
As the consequences of the Brexit decision continues to unfold, Theresa May was appointed as the new Prime Minister of the UK on July 13th.
Brexit means Brexit, and we're going to make a success of it. there will be no attempts to remain inside the EU.
Spain, which only just recovered from the real estate bubble bust, is once again in the line of fire. With the pound falling drastically, UK investors holding real estate in other European countries are rushing to take out their money. On July 8th, the Centre for International Finance and the finance industry projected that Brexit will cause a 0.1 percentage point drop in Korean economic growth this year. However, the projected drop in 2017 and 2018 were higher at 0.3 percentage points respectively. How would companies in Korea that export to Europe be affected?
유럽 시장을 통해서 저희가 성장한 회사이기 때문에 유럽 수출을 줄이는 것은 전혀 고려를 하지 않고 있고요. 그 2년 안에 어떤 일이 벌어지는지를 예의주시해서
환율 변화라든지 FTA 관세 여러 가지 이슈 사항들이 향후에 이제 발생할 것으로 예상을 하고 있고 유럽 쪽에는 현재처럼 진행하고 있는 방향대로.
Although the impact of Brexit on exporters is not expected to be significant for now, the outlook is not bright, with some predicting negative impact in the future.
브렉시트의 어떤 직접적인 영향으로 보자면 제일 큰 것은 우리 국내 주식시장에 들어와 있는 영국계 자금, 유럽계 자금들이 급격하게 이제 이 충격이 몰려올 때 반응해서 국내 주식시장에서 이렇게 빠져나간다고 하면 그게 이제 상당히 좀 여파를 만들어낼 수 있습니다. 대기업들이 상대적으로 좀 더 영향을 받을 수 있고요. 또 한편으로는 바이오 기업들이든 중국 내수 시장을 공략하는 화장품 기업들 이런 기업들에도 상당수 투자가 돼 있으니까 그쪽으로도 좀 영향을 받을 수 있을 거라고 짐작이 됩니다.
On July 4th, President Park Geun-hye stressed that countries should work to overcome the signs of protectionism rising after the Brexit decision.
우리는 보호무역주의와 신고립주의 극복을 이끌어가는 선도 국가가 되어야 합니다. 다자, 양자 간 외교와 협상의 틀 안에서 대외 지향과 개방에 최선을 다해주기 바랍니다.
The Brexit negotiations will take place over the next 2 years, acting as a factor for uncertainty in the markets. Beginning with the Bank of England on July 14th, the European Central Bank, the Fed, and the Bank of Japan will hold monetary policy meetings this month. These highly important discussions by major central banks will bring the global economy to the biggest crossroads since the Brexit decision.
현재까지는 미국, 영국, 대개 유럽 연합의 여러 중앙은행들 또 일본의 중앙은행들도 보다 적극적인 경기 대응을 할 것으로 예측이 되고 있고 미국 역시 일단은 금리 인상을 당분간 미루고 있어서 이러한 부분은 세계 경기에 비교적 긍정적인 영향을 미치고 있다고 생각됩니다.
While it is unlikely that the responses of the BOE and ECB will further aggravate the situation, the decisions made by the US Federal Reserve and the Bank of Japan on the 27th and 29th could have greater consequences for international markets.
브렉시트가 당장 경쟁력을 이렇게 확보할 수 있는 그리고 차세대 성장 동력을 어떤 것으로 삼을지 공공부문뿐만 아니라 기업들이 예를 들어서 고용 문제라든지 이런 것들을 통해서 해소할 수 있을지 이런 노력들에 좀 더 초점을 맞춰야 될 때라고 생각합니다.
실물 경기 측면에서의 직접적인 타격은 한국 경제에 있어 많지 않다. 그러나 금융시장 부분에 있어서의 불안함 또는 이를 통한 불확실성에 의한 부정적인 충격은 상당할 가능성이 있다. 그래서 이 부분에 대한 경기 대응적인 정책 그리고 소비와 투자 부분에 있어서 수요가 감소하기 있기 때문에 이를 대체할 수 있는 정부 측면에서의 지출 확대와 같은 노력들이 추진되는 것이 필요하다고 생각됩니다.
While different predictions are clouding up the outlook, it is clear that only certainty is uncertainty. Europe and the international community could be in for a prolonged period of confusion and anxiety. A new wave of medical Hallyu is taking the vast expanses of Mongolia by storm. Korea and Mongolia have been maintaining friendly diplomatic ties since 1990. The medical Hallyu trend is strengthening that friendship. This university hospital is located in Gwangju. Dr. Tuga, a neurosurgery expert from Mongolia, is receiving medical training here. Through the training program, Dr. Tuga is experiencing Korea's advanced medical technology and systems firsthand.
I think Korean medical education system is different from Mongolia. I heard that in Korean medical system is more high level than Mongolia.
Medical training in Korea is serving as an opportunity for Mongolian medical staff to enhance their capabilities and publicize the excellence of Korean medicine. The training program is focused and systematic, lasting for 3 months.
실제로 몽고에서는 이런 환자가 오면 어떻게 처치했는지 토론을 하고 저희들이 이렇게 했더니 조금 더 나은 결과를 낳았다더라 하고 그런 노하우를 주로 전수해 주려고 노력하고 있습니다.
Chosun University Hospital is a training hospital for specialists from the Mongolian National University of Medical Sciences. Since last year, 50 Mongolian medical staffs have come to the hospital to receive training.
앞으로도 몽골에서 계속적으로 의사분들을 받아서 연수를 할 예정이고요. 이러한 교류들이 계속 지속적으로 이루어진다고 한다면은 상호 이제 의료 발전에도 많은 도움이 되고, 그다음에 몽골에 있는 의료 수준을 높이는 데도 상당히 도움이 될 것으로 생각합니다.
Since the commencement of diplomatic ties, Korea and Mongolia have been pursuing commerce not only in the fields of politics, economies and culture, but also in the medical sector. Last May, the two countries agreed to continue collaboration in the fields of welfare and medicine.
몽골 의료인들이 이제 현지로 돌아가서 실제적으로 많은 중증도가 높은 환자들을 치료하고 있다는 보고를 받고 있습니다. 그래서 이 몽골 연수 한몽 프로젝트는 한국 의료의 홍보뿐만 아니라 현지 몽골 환자들의 의료 치료에도 큰 영향을 미쳤다고 할 수 있겠습니다.
The roots of medical Hallyu in Mongolia can be traced back 100 years. Independence fighter Lee Tae-jun established a hospital in Mongolia and provided modern medical services. Personal physician to Mongolia's last emperor, Lee Tae-jun, was called a doctor bestowed by the heavens among Mongolian patients. The trust and preference demonstrated by Mongolian people for Korean medical services still continues. Erdem Bayar, a Mongolian patient suffering from a slip disc, visited a Korean medicine clinic for treatment. Through 10 days of treatment, including China therapy, which stimulates the body's structure, Erdem Bayar's condition has improved significantly.
만족도 평가에서 치료와 효과면에 큰 만족감을 느끼고 계시고, 수술하지 않고 비수술 치료로 좋아져서 돌아갈 수 있다는 사실에 몽골 환자분들의 만족도는 매우 높다고 보여집니다.
With greater interest in traditional Korean medicine, some Mongolian medical professionals are visiting Korea for training in that field.
Монголд солонгос эмчнэрийн зөв эмчилгээ хийж байгааг хараад тэгээд дараа нь өөрөө энд жасан нэмлэгт ирээд сургалтанд нь хамрагдаад дараа нь бас өөрөө ингэж гардан хийж үзэхэд бол одоо ойлгох төвшин тийм миний ойлгож байгаа төвшин бол арай илүү нэг шат агсан гэж хэлж байна.
The number of Mongolian patients visiting Korea is increasing every year. Last May, at a summit meeting held in Korea, the two countries agreed to increase the number of flights. This is expected to further boost medical collaboration and commerce.
몽골 시장이란 게 지금 성숙 시장이 있는 것 같은데 이제 조금이라도 조금 더 활발한 마케팅이나 주변에 있는 한국 사람들이 몽골에 더 관심을 가져준다면 훨씬 더 큰 성과를 이룰 수 있지 않을까라고 생각합니다.
몽골의 전문 인력들을 저희들의 네트워킹으로 잘 활용하기 위해서는 지속적인 교류가 필요합니다. 그런 교류를 위해서는 자발적인 동문회 구성을 하게 하고 그 동문 임원들을 매년 메디컬 코리아에 초청해서 학술 교류와 저희 의료기관과의 교류를 확대할 예정입니다.
Medical Hallyu is having a positive effect on the bilateral relations between Korea and Mongolia. We look forward to even greater collaboration in the medical sector in the years to come.